Hi and welcome. It's Kevin Doherty here from Dream Practice Coaching. So I'm getting a lot of questions coming in right now about Facebook and if it's actually worthwhile to invest in Facebook advertising and to invest time and energy into building up our Facebook fan page still, given that Facebook really isn't showing our posts to our fans much at all anymore. Now, some pages are exempt from this and they're still doing pretty well. I've certainly seen one of my pages take quite a hit in terms of its organic reach, while another one of mine is doing really, really well still. So it's definitely in kind of a transitional space right now, where for the most part, organic posts just aren't being seen nearly as much as they were. And for some pages, it's down to about 2 to 5% of their fan base is seeing their posts on average. So, given that that's the case, is it worthwhile to invest in Facebook ads as kind of a primary advertising strategy for our business, or should we put our focus elsewhere? So, you're going to hear a lot of conflicting opinions about this. There's a lot of there are a lot of people that have very strong opinions about this. I'm going to give you my take on this, and I think it makes a lot of sense. If you're pretty new to Facebook advertising and Facebook marketing in general, there are some very basic steps that you absolutely want to take with advertising your business on Facebook. And there's some things you definitely want to steer away from right now or avoid altogether. So to me, it really depends on your level of skill with Facebook advertising. If you're new to this platform, you really want to do what I'm about to suggest and just focus on that for now because it really is the kind of highest leveraging activity you can use for your Facebook ads. What I don't recommend that you do is spend a lot of money right now on getting new likes to your page. I don't think that's going to suit you very well unless you have a page that really is still crushing it in the newsfeed and you're getting a lot of viral momentum, you're still getting high engagement on your page. If that's the case, then by all means, continue to invest in getting more likes on your fan page, especially if you're getting those likes for under 40 cents. Then it can still be worth your while. But for most of us, that's not the case anymore, and we need to put our focus elsewhere. So I also don't recommend sponsoring page posts unless you really know what you're doing with that strategy. So in the upcoming Your Best Year Ever program, there's going to be a 2-hour module all on Facebook advertising and marketing that will show you exactly how to run the different kinds of ad campaigns on Facebook. But please don't just jump into that strategy without any prior knowledge or experience because I can pretty much guarantee you're going to lose money on it. So if you're going to do it, make sure you invest in building your knowledge and skill set to do it well, okay? What you can do right now is run what are called website custom audience ads. These are by far the highest leveraging, just most cost-effective ways to run your Facebook ads right now. And what that entails is that anybody that visits your website, regardless of where they came from, whether it's Facebook or Google or some other source, it could be anywhere, it doesn't really matter. You can run ads to those people on Facebook. So whoever visits your website, you have the option to run targeted ads on Facebook to all of your website visitors who have a Facebook profile. The reason I recommend that is because anybody that's already visited your website is by far and away a much more qualified and warm prospect for your business than somebody who is completely new to you and has never heard of you before. So this is a really powerful feature on Facebook, and it's really one of the best ways to get started with Facebook advertising. And it's really, to me, a very safe, non-risky way to get started because it's kind of a no-brainer that if somebody visits your website, you want to do whatever you can to stay in front of that person, to build a relationship with them. They've already come and checked out what you're doing, and because of that, they probably have at least some sort of initial or preliminary interest in your work. And it's your job then to nurture that relationship, to educate them, to stay in touch with them. So that's what this form of advertising can do. Now, of course, what you also want to be doing is having a specific set of elements set up on your website to capture contact information, to engage with that person in a multitude of ways. And in the Your Best Year Ever program in Module 2, we're actually going to talk all about that. It's about your website, how to design it the right way, make sure that it's set up for maximum impact so it actually converts well. And that's something that actually very, very few business owners and practitioners are aware of. So we want to make sure that you do have some very specific elements on the site. But regardless of even how your site is set up right now, how good it is, what you can do is set up a website custom audience ad, and that way you can stay in touch with everybody on Facebook through Facebook marketing that has ever visited your website, okay? And Facebook will basically keep track of that on an ongoing basis. So you insert a tracking pixel once into your website, and then Facebook will basically keep track of that from that point forward, and you'll be able to run ads to that ever-growing audience of website visitors. So I hope you see why that's an innovative and powerful strategy, and why you want to be thinking like a marketer and an entrepreneur and doing something like that, because you're missing a lot of business if you're not taking advantage of that kind of way of thinking. So you always want to stay in touch with your website visitors, and running website custom audience ads is really one of the cheapest ways to warm people up to your message and convert them and get them more educated, all of that good stuff, right? So to do this, it's actually very simple. Now, I hope you have a web designer on your team that can take care of any technical components, but all that you have to do is go into your Facebook Ad Manager. So you just click Ads Manager, and then you'll see this, this drop-down little menu here on the left side, and I'm going to click on Audiences. And then I'm going to click on Create an Audience, and I'm going to click on Custom Audience. And then I'm going to click on Website Traffic. And then it can basically install this pixel, and it can track anybody that's visited my site even within the past, I believe it's up to 90 days. So I'm going to choose 90 days, and that way it'll actually go back the past 3 months and pull all the data of people that have a Facebook account who also have visited your website. So pretty cool, right? So I'm just going to name this Test, and I'll go ahead and click Create Audience. And then I'll click OK. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my tracking pixel for that new campaign that I'm setting up there. And let me go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to click the actual audience that I created here, and then I'm going to click down Actions, and I'm going to click View Pixel. And then Facebook's going to pull up this code here, and I'm going to basically copy that. And what I'm going to do now is basically hand that over to my web person. So I know how to do this on my end, but if you don't know website coding, or you're not familiar with the internal kind of structure of your website, you're going to want to go ahead and just outsource this to your web designer or a virtual assistant, anybody that you have on your team who can do this for you. And what you're going to do is paste this code over to them, and they're going to install this in the HTML code of your website between what are called the head tags. And that's very simple to do. It generally takes them about 30 seconds to do that. If you know how to do this on your end, that's totally fine too. And you can also Google how to do this on your end too. I'm not going to spend much time on this now, because this kind of stuff I just recommend that you outsource. But now, once you install this tracking code, you can go ahead and run ads to this audience of people, and it's very simple. So at that point, all you're going to do is go ahead and create a new ad. I'm just going to log into my ad manager. I'm not going to create an entire ad for you. I'm just going to show you how to do this. We'll just pick any page that I want to send traffic to here as an arbitrary example. And then what I'm going to do is under Custom Audiences here, so it says, who do you want your ads to reach? I'm going to pull up the audience that I have on my website for that tracking pixel. It'll show there based on the description. So it'll say Test. That's basically what I named that. And then every time I want to run an ad to my website visitors, that's how I can set that up. And that way you can start engaging with all of your website visitors on Facebook, which is awesome, right? So you definitely want to be taking advantage of this strategy minimally in Facebook advertising. Now, there are many other things that you can do right now that are still very, very effective, that aren't risky, and that help you build a relationship with very targeted warm prospects that have already expressed some interest in your business. We're going to get into that in Your Best Year Ever, but I just wanted to give you one strategy of what's working right now that is very, very cost effective, okay? So this is called Website Custom Audiences. I highly recommend that you do this. Very few other business owners in your market, in your local area are doing this, let alone even know that this exists. So this is one of the most powerful ways that you can start advertising, even for $3 to $5 a day. Even $3 a day, that's fine, just to get you started at a very low budget, targeting all your website visitors. All right, guys, this is Kevin Doherty. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope this helps you out. And like I said, this will give you a taste of some of the marketing strategies we're going to be covering in Your Best Year Ever. Should be very, very helpful. Lots of great content for you that should really get you to the cutting edge and where you want to be in 2015. Thanks so much. We start this Wednesday, so definitely get signed up soon if you're motivated to join us, which I hope you are. We already have a great community joining us and would love to work with you as well. Thanks again. Talk soon. All the best.